Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the Fox Den. Now, I know not many of you like the Ordis Memory Data series, but I'm still going to do it since this is a prelude, you can say, to a different What If series. So this 9 between 8 episode series is going to be a prelude to an actual What If I'll be doing. Now, welcome to Episode 2 of Ordis Memory Data. A Song for the Masses, as we follow Octavia. I chose Octavia Prime because I simply like the look of Octavia Prime better than the original. Well then, enough of that about that. And because she also looks like a marching band, part of a marching band, which I love. Anyways, let's get started. Ordis would do his normal explanation about telling our mysterious listener about the new data he's unlocked, new memory he has access to. This is when we'll cut over to not during Nana's time, not during Vigilantes, but this is cut over to the canon timeline of Izuku's last year in junior high. We would see a concert. We would cut over to a little bar with a concert. We would see a woman with black hair with a very bright neon pink stripe, as you see basically in the middle picture, rocking out, getting money and stuff. And then this is when she'll catch the glimpse of the black and white haired female from last episode, and she would instantly cut off her song and tell everyone else, "I'm sorry, everyone. It seems like I have important business today. I'll come back tomorrow, same time." Everyone in the bar is disappointed, but they know that this girl is quite busy. She has a lot of other bookings everywhere else. Now, of course, I don't have names for the operators themselves, so until I come up with names, or if you guys want to leave names down in the comments for them, for the Garuda operator and for Octavia's operator, I'll just be calling them by their names, by their warframe names. Octavia would then follow, Garuda into the back rooms. As Garuda would then tell Octavia, "I have some insights that you might want to know." They would then explain about Garuda would then explain her recent run-in with a pro hero known as Eraserhead, and how he's really persistent. Octavia would take it upon herself to distract him while Garuda does her guard duties. And this is when Octavia would also ask, "So, Garuda, do you really think that boy might be the one we've been looking for?" Garuda would then respond with, "Yes, I do believe so. It's the reason why Gara has us signed here in the first place. The rest should be here soon." The rest should be here soon, though. So probably the protection duties will probably fall on either Trinity or Croa. Octavio then sighs, saying, All right, I'll go do distraction duties. Maybe if I'm lucky, I can save him and get on his good side." As Octavia then transmutate to her warframe, which is out on the roof. As she walks out, it's pitch black out as it's around midnight, the time Razorhead usually strikes and patrols. As she would then go on her hunt to find Razorhead. Her little adventure leads her over to the south side of Tokyo, home to a lot of gang members and wannabe Yakuzas. and hoodlums, of course. Sorry. She would see Eraserhead in an alleyway being surrounded. She takes this opportunity to get on his good side, as we would cut over to Eraserhead, as he's currently, fighting multiple groups of enemies, mostly just low-level thugs and some low-level villains. And suddenly, they would start dancing, and Eraserhead would hear music. Curious about this, Eraserhead would then, look around, and he would see, Octavia. Eraserhead has read this file, and it said that this person who calls herself, that they've named the vigilante of songstress. It's the best name I can come up with. They don't really know what her frame is called. Sorry, I'm sort of lacking on material. Okay. As Eraserhead would then hear the full anthem. And that's where Octavia would jump down, wielding her signature pimento pistol. Eraserhead would then speak up. So, the stringer is here. Octavia then responded, just call me Octavia. That's my actual name. Just call me Octavia. That's what I've been going by for a while. Eraserhead would chuckle a little bit and say, alright, Octavia, I'll update your file about that. As she would get in her normal noble stance, her noble animation stance, and tell Eraserhead, so, shall we talk after we eliminate all these people around us? Eraserhead would nod, but telling Octavia, just don't kill them. I know how Garuda acts. I know how the Gore Queen acts. But I know you're different than her. Octavia would chuckle, saying, yeah, Garuda's pretty brutal. She is brutal, but she has a reason to. I just want to spread joy of song to everyone. Eraserhead then also would chuckle again. And then the three would have been beginning, the two would begin to battle it out. To battle the surrounding thugs. A good, 5 minutes or so later, due to Octavia using her abilities constantly, they would arrest all the other people around us. Eraserhead would tell Octavia to wait on the roof because the police because she doesn't want to get caught unless she wants to get caught by the police. 10 more minutes after that, Eraserhead would then jump up to talk to Octavia. As Eraserhead would then ask, I appreciate the save, but I had everything under control. Octavia would just say, no worries, Eraserhead. I know you had everything under control, but I needed some way to talk to you without you trying to beat me up. Beat me or my friend up. Right? Eraserhead would chuckle, saying that's completely fair. Now, as a favor, I'll owe you anything you want, but can I see what's under your mask? I won't tell anyone. I won't even update your file about it. Octavia then responded with, "Sorry, that's confidential. After all, you can't expect a famous artist to reveal herself, right?" Eraserhead remembers Octavia's first appearance was not beat up thugs, but was to appear in a middle low class area and spread the joy of song. A song that inspires hope for everyone. They named it originally The Stringer's Hope. But Octavia would respond with, "But this is a song I use for my people. I called it Octavia's Anthem. It's the anthem of my people. A song to inspire hope and courage." As they would then talk for a good 20 minutes or so, until Eraserhead launches a kick towards Octavia, but it doesn't target her, it targets behind her as a villain gets knocked down completely. This being Korogiri. As Korogiri realized that he's failed, warps away. Octavia then looks towards Eraserhead after that little encounter and just simply says, "Thank you. So it looks like I owe you. So what do you want?" "You know, own a people from my..." As Octavia then began explaining that a favor owed from her people, if anyone is owed a favor from her people, it's worth millions. Due to how highly skilled they are in any field. That's how they explain it, but you also know getting a favor from a Tenno is the best thing that can happen to anyone in Corpus or Grineer. Aizawa will then redeem his favor almost immediately just to get information on her and ask what she means by her people. Octavia chuckles, saying, "You really want to find out that badly about me, huh?" He nods. Aizawa would nod. Octavia would then sigh, saying, "Okay. First, I want to explain what I am. Try to pull off my helmet." Or what you think is my helmet. Aizawa would do so and walk over to Octavia and try to lift up from the bottom of her head, her little chin, and tries to lift off the helmet. Aizawa, seeing that it has no way to be taken off, then asks, "So, is this your quirk that you are? This?" Octavia then responded with, "No. That's not my quirk. I don't even have a quirk. This is something different. Now, I will tell you, but you have to keep this confidential between only yourself." Aizawa would nod as Octavia then tell Eraserhead, "Follow me. We have to go somewhere more private, away from prying eyes." Aizawa would oblige, and the two would go to Octavia's little hideout, above the bar she works at. The bar that she and Garuda owns, you can say. The two would go through the roof, into the back rooms. Aizawa was saying, "So, is this your home?" Octavia would nod and say, I'm also the main performer and one of the owners of this bar." Aizawa would say, "So, you don't really hurt people, right?" "I don't. Garuda, she's stuck in our ways. Don't falter on that." And speaking of Garuda, and they would knock on a red tinted door, and Aizawa would hear the familiar voice of the Gore Queens, of her saying, "Come in." Octavia would go in first and tell Garuda to head into her frame. Octavia would go in first saying, we have a Eraserhead here." Garuda instantly transferences into her frame, as Eraserhead will walk in, seeing Garuda, saying, "So this is where you've been hiding, huh? You can hide under our nose pretty easily. Is there a reason why?" Garuda would then look toward Octavia, and Octavia would then tell Garuda, "I owed him a favor. He saved my life, so he had a favor from us. And you know how our people are." Garuda then sighs, saying, "I'm guessing he wants to know who we are?" Octavia would nod and simply say, "You revealed yourself to that hero in the past. This is not that big of a deal. Besides, I already got his promise to keep his secret, otherwise we will hunt him down. Isn't that right, a Razorhead? Or should I say, Shota Aizawa?" Aizawa would then freak out a little, saying, "You actually know my real name? We know you're a regular at this bar. And you know we're the owners. And now you know we're the owners, so it should be obvious. We know every little thing about you, due to the amount of stuff you talk to us about." As I was freaking out, "But you don't look like you do now." It's like, that's, as Garuda was saying, that's simple. It's because, as the two transference revealing their appearances, this is us, with Octavia doing a pose. This is what we look like. What we actually look like. I was shocked. I said, "This is your quirk to control these armors? To go inside these little bit of armor?" As Garuda would respond with, "These aren't armor. They're called warframes. And they're biomechanical suits that used to be people. But due to our past and our people's past, they became soulless husks after an infection went through our people. These are mass-produced actual mechanical models. The originals, the primes, like Octavia has, are the ones that were made from people." Aizawa would stand there a little shocked, but then steel themselves, saying, "You know you could be arrested if people learn about this, right?" As Octavia then laughed, saying, "How can you arrest someone involving Earth's law when we follow international galactic law?" Aizawa freaked out, saying, "You guys are aliens?" Well, but then ask with very high curiosity, "Wait, you guys are aliens?" Octavia responding with, "Yes, in a way we are, but not entirely. We're still human. Well, more than human, as Garuda would say. We were on a ship called the Zeraman 10-0. Aizawa was saying 10-0, 10-0. We have a Zeraman here, but it hasn't been built yet, and not for space fare. It's not for space travel." Octavia and Garuda would look at each other and then both agree that, this is as we suspected. Aizawa would be a little confused and ask what they mean. "It seems like we're in a different timeline." Aizawa would then ask, "What do you mean?" With Octavia then explaining, "We're from a timeline where the Zeraman 10-0 is a spaceship, and we traveled through space using a substance, an energy that was unknown to us at the time. The void. And so when we initiated a void drive travel, something would happen with our engine, and we were stuck in the void, in the middle of the void. All adults were killed at the time, died or became mad and rabid and tried to kill the kids. Us, in a way. And after we reemerged, this is what happened to us. We were able to have these powers to control those things and more. But we couldn't control it at first. until our surrogate mother took us in and taught us how to control these things. But that's a story for another time, if you get on the good side. As Octavia would then extend her hand, saying, Razorhead, I know you don't take deals from vigilantes often, but here's a deal for you. We'll help you out with any mission or even job UA has for you. UA or your employers or you have for us. And we'll tell you information about our past. If you keep us a secret and give us insight on a certain student who we've been in charge to protect at all costs. Aizawa would then sit and think for a moment, but then agree to her terms and shake her hands, with him saying, I don't know how much I can do with a certain student, but I promise you, I can definitely keep this a secret from everyone. Let this be to a fruitful partnership. Octavia was saying, let this be an everlasting friendship. And that's where I'm going to end today's episode, guys. This is episode 2 of Ordis Memory Data. A song for the masses. If you guys like... I already have the entire series planned, but you can tell me down below what warframe you want to see next. And who knows, maybe I'll add on to the series. Because I already have 2 other episodes planned for this series that will be parallel to the What If. Well then, until then, hope you enjoyed today's episode, guys. I'll see you next time.